Jim Holley, Race Day Live here, presented by AMSOIL. Well, it's Oakland and it's 2015, and this guy's making his debut in 2015. Phil Nicoletti, a backup rider for the Yamaha Joe Gibbs team there. You get the call. Tell me about that call, because Weston Peick's going to be out for about 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate event for the team and for Weston, but again, that's the whole initiative and plan of having me for second string, I guess you could say. So I went to Anaheim 2 last weekend just to kind of see if you know, if he was going to be able to ride and whatnot, but I had to go out there anyway for some different obligations. So he gave it a go, and then something worse happened, you know, screw pulled out or whatever the case may have been. So he had to get resurgery, and then you know, that put me in for the next 4 to 6 weeks. So I actually knew last Saturday at A2 I was going to be in for Oakland, but I'm ready to go, ready to rock, and should be a good time.
Besides racing for the team and filling in when a rider gets injured, what are your duties back in North Carolina? I mean, you're doing a lot of testing, working with Johnny O and all the guys, and just kind of trying to get things situated and, you know, help out the, you know, Justin Barcia and Weston Peick. Maybe, you know, if you got 10 settings, you can kind of weed out, so when they get on the bike, hey, there's only like 3 or 4 settings they got to test.
Yeah, it's hard because every rider is so much different, but for me, it's just, I'm more of like durability, because I like to ride a lot during the weekend, especially since I'm not racing on the weekend, so I'm able to put in quite a bit more bike time than the guys that are actually going racing on Saturday, where they kind of have to taper off during the week, but I could put in a hard Monday and Tuesday and a Thursday and Friday, and then kind of take Saturday and Sunday off. So basically just durability testing. You know, our motors are really strong, they're legit, you know, and durable, so I guess for me that's a good thing, because I do put a lot of time on them, so they can tell like what parts are wearing out and what. So and as far as suspension and stuff, like it's hard, you know, everyone's different weights, different riding styles, so it's hard to tell. You kind of let them, you know, do their own deal. But yeah, mostly durability testing for me. You know, if it's a new part, I try and break it or find a way to break it or something. So it's pretty unique. But yeah, I've been on Supercross now for 2.5 months, and we're ready to go. I'm way ahead of where I was last year for when I jumped in at round 6 at San Diego, so I'm feeling a lot more confident now.
Did you learn anything? And that was going to be my next question. San Diego last year, I remember one time you hole shot, and then a couple corners later I see you flying over there. I'm going, oh no, Phil's first ride, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, it was definitely nerve-wracking because in 2013, you know, I had missed the first half of Supercross, missed the main events, and then I made the last 8 or something. So I was still kind of green to 450 Supercross, and then last year, you know, missing the first couple. And then you get to round 6, and you have the guys that are already, they found the flow, they know how the program works, they know when to eat and sleep, take their naps, whatever. You know, this round here, it's just like they're still trying to figure it out, still trying to get bikes set up. So for me, I think I'm in a much better position than I was last year. I got a way better bike setup, motors are much better. You know, and like I said, last year at San Diego, there's a lot of good points and a lot of bad points, and good points were the starts. So we almost went 3 for 3 for starts there, and you know, our bikes are capable to get good starts, so hopefully I can bring back that this weekend here in Oakland.
You know, something else that JGR does, you know, besides the professional racing team, they got into the retail market, and they're selling motors, and you know, how's that going for the side of things? Because you're part of that. I mean, you're developing the motors, like you said, durability, and hey, you want a motor and you pay a lot of money to have the thing out there, you want it to last. Yeah,
no, and like you said, it's retail, so it's every manufacturer they deal with. It's not specifically just for Yamaha. I mean, obviously Yamaha, they might have more dial than others, but for retail side, it's a lot harder to get specific settings, I would say, for each bike and make each bike really, really good. So whereas a factory team, they're just developing one bike all the time. So JGR does a unique deal with the retail side, and they go to every amateur event, you know, motors and suspension, and they've been doing an awesome job over there. So you know, from 60s all the way up to 450s. And they're always busy there at the shop, you know, shipping motors out, getting motors and suspension in. So it's pretty crazy to see that type of program be put into place there.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the last time I saw you race was Stockholm, Sweden. That was mid-October. I mean, that's a long time to be off of a motorcycle. Although you are testing and training and everything, how do you prepare yourself when you get that call, like you said last weekend in Anaheim, you know you're going to fill in Oakland? I mean, do you change anything different during the week this week?
Yeah, I mean, we do a lot more starts this week, but no, program's pretty much the same. Taper off a little bit, maybe not do so many laps, but I mean, you're a racer yourself. I mean, you've done so many gate drops through your whole life. It's just like, it's just another gate drop. The car goes sideways, you go, and you know, it's just natural instinct at this point. So I'm not too worried about any of that. Like, I've always been, like I said, a naturally good starter, and you know, I believe our bikes are way beyond capable of being to the first corner first. So I'm not saying there won't be, you know, some butterflies in the stomach, but there definitely will be, and you know, just got to be able to relax and take a couple deep breaths and just enjoy it.
You got a hell of a mechanic behind you working on your bike there. Number 46 you're running now, Valentino Rossi's number. But Patrick, tell me a little bit of what he brings to the table, because Patrick's been here. He started out the season already, and here it is, round 4, and you're working with Patrick now.
Yeah, no, it's awesome to have Patty, you know, in my corner. I actually worked with Patty last year a few times when his rider last year had gotten hurt. So, and even Ben Schurmeyer, Barsha's mechanic, like, I've known the guys now for a year, so it's pretty nice to have a relationship with them and then continue it on to the following year, which it makes a rider feel a lot better because you're just more comfortable. And Patty's been around the blue bike for, you know, 6, 7 years now, so it's not like he doesn't know. He's had plenty of gate drops himself, so you know, it's cool. So hopefully he can you know, keep me mellow on the starting gate, and hopefully everything else goes smooth on my part.
What's the goal tomorrow night, Saturday night, when that gate drops in the main event? I mean, obviously, I know your skills. You're going to get that thing into the main event. You want to be in that top 10 right off, top 15. What are you going to be happy with, Phil Nicoletti?
Honestly, I'd like to be, you know, 8 through 12. That'd be really good for Supercross for me. You know, and that's the plan. So. I got a bigger goal, and obviously that goal comes at Hangtown for the first round, or maybe even Glen Helen, I don't know, but I got to make sure I'm ready for that. But you know, tomorrow I'd like to be 8 through 12, and try and get the blue bike up front on the starts and show that they belong up there.
You know, on the starts, supercrosslive.com, we pay $1,500 for that hole shot in the main event. Jimmy Albertson last weekend in Anaheim, he got his first of his career, collected $1,500. That's a nice bonus for guys like you.
No, that'd be good for Saturday night. Go out afterward, you know, some beer money or something. No, but I'm excited. So I mean, it's good to be back and see all the faces I grew up with, and see everybody here again and get the show on the road, huh?
All right, well, you heard it from Phil Nicoletti. The season started January 3rd at Anaheim. Well, the season starts here in Oakland for Phil Nicoletti, January 24th.